Welcome, everyone, to our third edition of Boulder Insights Live. I wanted to introduce myself. I'm Elise Storer, the VP of Strategy and Infrastructure for Boulder Events. We want to welcome all of you today to this session, which will be all about strengthening your fundraising strategy. I want to encourage folks to put questions in the chat or use the Q&A function on the webinar. In our background, Trisha, our VP of Event Operations and Client Success, will be monitoring. She'll be checking in on all of those things. We will have plenty of time for Q&A at the end. So uh, again, welcome. We're going to get right started. If you have any questions, again, put them in the chat. Make sure to set your two on the chat to everyone so everybody can see your chats. And I am going to turn it over to Linda Shaw, our founder and CEO, who is going to take us through our agenda today. So, we're going to talk about strengthening our fundraising strategy, talk about annual giving, peer to peer, and a function that some of you may not be aware of, double the donation in the software, as well as a payment processing update. So, Linda, take it away.
Thank you so much, Elise, and welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us today. We're super excited to talk about some of the really great features we have available in our Boulder Bid software that will help your fundraising strategy. And really, I just kind of wanted to start by talking about ways you can strengthen your fundraising. So the evolution of fundraising is it really is so important to make it easy and for your donors to give. So, however that looks for your organization, but donors want to be able to easily support the organizations that they care about. Most importantly is giving them simple, easy to use donation opportunities online that they can share with their network of friends. And in doing so, really will help expand your reach and grow your donor database as well. We kind of look at technology as a strategic fundraising advantage. So really making sure that your technology is working for you. We hear all the time, we work with 300 nonprofit organizations in the state of Colorado, and we hear all the time that, oh, we use this software for our donation page. We set it up through Colorado Gives. We have a peer-to-peer program that we use to run our fun run every year. We then use Boulder Bid for our gala. We use a different communication system. So really it can be inefficient and very challenging for your team when they're trying to manage the ins and outs of so many different technologies. So really kind of focusing on making sure, again, that the technology is working for you and not making your life more difficult. So the start to that is your CRM, of course, is finding a CRM that works for you as the central hub to track your donors, track your constituents, and be able to see over time how they're contributing to your organization. Next is to select a comprehensive fundraising solution that supports all of your needs. So instead of piecemealing that together and using 4 or 5 different systems that don't talk to each other, really looking out there in the marketplace and finding a solution that can meet all of your needs. So your fundraising needs, online auctions, online donation pages. If you do choose to do a peer-to-peer campaign, is that included? There's so many different softwares that specialize in just one of these, but as the market evolves, more and more software products are offering all of these all in one product that are easily integrated. Likewise, mass messaging, being able to get the message out to your guests, your donors and your guests, super important. So We think that we have the solution for you. Our team does spend a month or so every summer researching technology out there in the world and just to see if there's anything out there better that, and if there is, we will definitely bring that solution to you. Right now, we do think Boulder Bid offers a very comprehensive and easy to use package to enhance your fundraising through all channels. So, number one, landing page and ticket page. We have simple online auction functionality, annual giving donation page. That's one of the ones a lot of our clients don't realize that you can do with our software. Likewise, peer-to-peer, you can set up a peer-to-peer campaign through Boulder Bid. And we do have double the donation integration. So we'll talk about that here in a few minutes. As I've already mentioned, unlimited mass messaging via email, text, and chat. And then we do have integrations with most major CRMs. So Boulder Bid does integrate with Salesforce, with Razor's Edge, with Neon, with Bloomerang, and I know I'm missing one, and Classy. So those are the major ones that we hear from most of our clients. So we do have a great integration with all of them. And I can tell you that it's an ongoing evolution to make that integration seamless and easy for your team to use. So ideal scenario is you use Boulder Bid for whatever fundraising is taking place, and then you can easily integrate, upload back into your CRM. So today, what we're focusing on talking about is that annual giving donation page, the peer-to-peer fundraising, and also the double the donation. So starting with that annual giving donation page, it's so amazing to be able to have a set this up and it lives permanently on your website. So we're showing an example, one of our clients, Promise, is using our donation page. So they used to use, I believe they used to use Colorado Gives, and they converted over to our page. So you can see they've got an image talking about their what they do, their commitment to the community. And then it's really easy for people to click on the donate button and make their donation. So super important. They have their setup, and it's really easy for people to understand. They can give a one-time donation or they can give a recurring donation. Can't stress that recurring donation, the use of that more. It's such an easy way to expand your donations, and it really is easy for people to say, okay, I can't give $1,000, but you know what? I certainly could give $100 a month. So turning that on and giving the donor the opportunity to choose, do they want to do that one-time donation or do they want to do a monthly donation? You can set up the levels that you choose to offer, and then there's always going to be a box that they can enter a custom amount. So if they don't see an amount that speaks to them, they can definitely enter any amount that works for their budget. You also can turn it on so people can make comments. So we hear a lot that maybe somebody wants to give a donation in honor of their mother or something like that. So you have the opportunity to turn on or off whether you want the running the contributions to show and if you want the comments to show. Of course, each individual donor can choose also if they want to be anonymous. So if somebody doesn't want their name to show, there's a little box they can check and turn that off so you're not seeing their names. We think it's a great example. Also want to just show you, we do have a demo page that we can show you a little bit of the back end of kind of how it works, but it's really easy to set up. And with your Boulder Bid license, you can set up as many events as you want to in a calendar year. So maybe you hire us to help with your gala. You have event staff coming in to help with your gala, but you're like, hey, we would like to set up a donation page. Does not cost you anything extra to do that. You can set that page up and have it, just live permanently on your web page. So the first thing you would want to do is come into the the donations tab. And this is where you can set up your donation page. So you can customize it with colors. You can add images. This is where you set up what amounts you want to offer. You also can determine if you want to turn that recurring donation option on, which we absolutely recommend. And then do you want the comments and activity to show there on your page? So this is where you can customize and let people know what those funds raised are going to go to support. You can also add an image on this page. And then the second step is to go actually into our landing page builder and create your landing page. So go into software settings, landing page builder, and this is where you can again add images, upload videos, and really important is tell your story. Talk about what you do and the importance of your mission and how you're helping the community. So you can kind of go through and create different content blocks as well. So we have just two. We have the donation page, and then we also have, we are hearing from a lot of our clients that instead of just having sponsors specific to a single event, kind of a trend we're hearing is that offering sponsorships for an entire year. So maybe by being an annual sponsor, you maybe get some different benefits than if you're just an event sponsor. So definitely want a way to recognize any of those sponsors that are supporting you year round. Don't think of anything else on this that I forgot to mention. So again, really easy for you to go in and see the donations that have come through. We don't have any currently because this is our demo site, but you can see if you do have people that made a one-time donation, you can see that. And you can also come in and see your recurring donors. So of course, those recurring donors are going to have the ability to go in and maybe they got a new credit card. They need to update their credit card. Maybe they want to change their donation amount. So you can't access that for them, but if you did have any of those recurring donors, you would see them all listed there. Elise, can you think of anything I forgot to mention on this page?
I think just the one big thing is that it's kind of just creating this annual event that doesn't end. It's your donation event, for lack of better words. And you will always have a set URL to that donation page as well as a QR code. So if you're printing marketing materials, or maybe you're going to a conference and you want people to be able to donate to your organization, you can print that QR code right on any sort of material. The other thing is that this also includes text to give. So it's as simple as whatever your keyword is, and it can be, Boulder Events Give or whatever your organization is. Folks can text that keyword to a number and be prompted right on their phone to give as well. And that would show up in those donation text to give. So it's the online page, but you also have the opportunity to have folks scan a QR code, to text to give, and then also on your own website, you don't need to just put a link to this page. You can actually copy the embed code and embed the form right on your own website as well. So there's lots of different options to give your donors and your supporters ways that they can give to your organization in multiple different locations, just from this one event and this one setting and one page.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Elise. Really appreciate your help. So next we're going to talk a bit about peer-to-peer fundraising. So this is a new feature that we have. We're super excited about it. And it's really if you currently are not doing any peer-to-peer campaigns, It's the easiest way to expand your network. So you currently have a network of fantastic supporters, and those supporters also have an entire network. They've got friends and family, and it's likely if they support your mission and communicate how important your mission is to their network, that their network is going to want to help out. So, definitely, one of the biggest success pieces to a peer-to-peer campaign is encouraging your supporters to set up their own campaign and add personal touches to it. So again, tell the story of how they got connected to your organization, why they believe in your mission, add photos, anything that's kind of inspiring and that's going to encourage other people to want to contribute. Um, so the steps we've kind of outlined here, the steps of setting up a peer-to-peer campaign, but it's as easy as adding, again, you would add another event. Doesn't cost you any extra to add an additional event on your Boulder Bid account. And then you can go through the steps of setting that up. And I'm going to defer back to Elise, who can better outline those steps.
Sure. So once we've started your event, your peer-to-peer event, and this can be for fun runs, for ongoing things, maybe for schools or different fundraising campaigns. We see a lot of, groups of volunteers or first and second grade classrooms that you want to track those results for a peer-to-peer. So what you would do is set up your site again with that unique keyword. In instance, we've decided to do a fun run for ours. So much like your donation campaign, under your software settings, you can set up that landing page builder and create the landing page that you're looking for. The first thing you would do is you can create a content block that allows you to add a button so your donors, your supporters can create a campaign. And once they've created that campaign, it doesn't go live automatically. It becomes a peer-to-peer donation item on the back end, a campaign for that individual on the back end that you would approve. So as simple as they go in, and I opened it up here just so we can see. So this is where you would send folks to your landing page, just like any event. They would click this create a campaign button, and it gives them the opportunity to create their campaign. So this is Elise's donation request campaign. And once they've done all of these things, they can add in their goal. Maybe their goal is $750 total. They put in their first and last name and email, and then they get a confirmation that their campaign has been submitted once they submit that campaign. And you get a notification that a campaign has been submitted for your review. So once that happens, we would go back to, you'd log into your admin for that peer-to-peer event. And in items, you'll see the item pops up as, we would hope, somewhere in here. We have a lot of Elise's donation request campaign. There we go. And you'll notice that once that campaign is submitted, it's tagged as a peer-to-peer item in your manage items. It's also automatically invisible. So you can go in and hit the edit button, and you can review the campaign and decide, oh, okay, I'm going to add this to the third grade category. And once you are ready and you're comfortable with where you want this to be, you can set that as active. And so if we set it as active, you'll see a pop-up. And this pop-up is AI generated to give your campaign creator some information on how they can share their campaign. This is editable, so you can have standard boilerplate language that you copy and paste. And you can send that email to the campaign creator that says your campaign is now active. Here is your link and your QR code to share your campaign with friends and family and your network. So once we've done that, you can also Now that that's active, you can go in. If someone says, "Oh, hey, I didn't get that email," or "I can't find it," you can always go back into the campaign and resend their information with the donation button. So there's a send the email button as well. So that's how folks would submit a campaign, and you would approve it on the back end. And then on your landing page, you can decide how you want to show the current standings. In this case, we had those categories set up, the first grade totals, the third grade totals, and the total. Um, and you can give instructions for your folks on how to create their campaign. You can also choose to showcase and put on the page every single campaign that's submitted, or maybe a selection of campaigns. So if I wanted to make sure that that new Elise's campaign was on there, I could go to that content block and edit those settings to make sure that Elise's donation request campaign is now showing. And once I've saved that, it would come up on the page as Elise's donation request. So we can have, as things come in, you would select those items and show all active donation items to that team. So you can see all of these active campaigns here. You can also display results in different ways. So individual results, there's no limit on the number of content blocks that you can have. So you can create an individual results section and select the items. You could create a category results section and show whether it's this pie chart to goal, or as was at the top here, kind of a bar graph. And all of these things are customizable to select all of those campaigns that apply to it. And again, once those campaigns have been submitted, you just go into your items and you'll get a notification, but via email, but you also can approve those items via this one expired today. That is why it is not showing up. But you can set when that closes. And when you change it to active, it will ask you, do you want to share that QR code and link to that person for their campaign so they can share it out on social media, etc. So that is, the peer-to-peer site and how people can submit campaigns. And then you're really creating this landing page and event to showcase all of those things that happen. And it's as simple as any other event page. It's that standard. You go to your homepage, and that event site link is your landing page. That's where you can share that link, and that's where folks would submit their campaigns, etc. Am I missing anything, Linda? I'm sure I am.
No, I think
Elisa,
that was
Elisa,
great.
quick question for you. This is Trish.
Mhm.
Can someone have multiple events happening simultaneously? And does the reporting and the merchant report look clean for each one?
Yes. So every single event is distinct. Now, the deposits, if it's all uh, going to the same account, then the deposits will all be in one kind of fell swoop deposit. But on the back end, for each um, organization event, you have your merchant reports, and within those merchant reports, we don't have any payouts because this is, again, is a demo. But within those each merchant report, you'll see the keyword that donation or that payment was made to. So you can, within your merchant reports, you can see those different campaigns and what the payout was for each one of those. The other thing you can do is go into the event and run the merchant report for that specific event. So you can look at that specific event and just download that merchant report as well. Did that answer what you're looking for, Trisha?
Perfect. Thank you.
Perfect. Yes. Simple answer, yes. In your merchant report that you get emailed, that keyword will determine whether or not it was a donation or auction or ticket page purchase if you are running an annual gala or an auction, and also the keyword that it's associated with.
So, Annalise, thank you. I just want to mention too, for our existing clients, again, we know a lot of you hire us to come and help with your big gala, but then maybe you decide you want to add a donation page, you want to add a peer-to-peer campaign. You would always need to reach out to us and have us set up that new event for you. The reason that is we want to be able to get it onto our calendar so we can provide tech support. If there is an event date, if you're having a fun run that you're actually, doing in person, maybe you don't need help from us on event day, but we want to make sure we have somebody available for tech support for you on your event day. So you would contact us, we would set up the event for you, and then we've expanded our tech support a bit. So you can, weekdays, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, help at boulderevents.com. You can expect a timely response, same day response. We've also recently added mid weekday phone tech support because we realize a lot of our clients have questions they want to get answered and there's urgency to that. So we're currently offering tech support via phone from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Mountain Time, Monday through Friday. So that's available to you if you are trying to set up any of these pages and need help. You can also always contract with us to add just some extra consulting services. So maybe you say, gosh, we'd really love to do a peer-to-peer campaign. Think we need a little bit help setting that up. You can just reach out to us and we're happy to create a special contract with you just for some extra consulting services. Um, the next option that we want to talk about that is available with the software that we know a lot of our clients may not even be aware of is the double the donation integration. So we get it all the time, at a gala that somebody checks out and say, hey, my company will match. I know they'll match. And but then that process for following up with that person and making sure you actually get the employer match. So in the software, we've got a great integration with Double the Donation. It's super easy for donors. So the donor can go in and search, does my employer contribute to this? Are they willing to match my donation? So really easy for them to search and make sure that their employer does participate. And then also easily access the information they need to complete that donation. So also really super easy for you to set up. All you have to do is come here into the integration portal and you can see there's all of our direct integrations with our CRMs as well. And in this case, what you would need to do is set up an account with 360 Match Pro. So if you don't already have one, you can just click there, and that'll walk you through the prompts to create an account. And then you basically just click that connect button and say, yes, I want that. I want this fundraising page to be connected with that. So then when somebody makes a donation, they will actually see a button saying, do you want to double this donation? Yes or no. So you would turn that on. Right now, we can't say yes to that because we haven't signed up for it. We tried to sign up for it just to be able to set up the demo, but because we are a for-profit and not a nonprofit organization, we're not able to create an account. But as soon as you create that account, you can then activate and say, yes, I want to turn on double the donation. So super, super easy way for your donors to double their impact. You're not asking them to donate anymore. You're just taking, advantage of what's already out there that these employers, and there are quite a few employers out there that will match the donation. So if you don't have that activated, we highly encourage you to do that as well. And if you have any questions, of course, you can reach out to our tech support, your event manager. We're happy to help walk you through that process as well. So that's kind of everything we wanted to talk about is related to fundraising strategy today. So, the big picture, bottom line is it's really not about asking your donors to give more. It's basically expanding the reach, making it easier for them to donate. And of course, as we talked about with peer-to-peer, encouraging them to reach out to their networks as well and encourage them to give. Um, so, just a few takeaways, questions for your team. So, are we making it easier for for supporters to fundraise for us? So, of course, you're always encouraging at your event and encouraging somebody to give in the paddle raise, but then taking that to the next step and saying post event, gosh, I know Linda is such a loyal supporter of ours. What can we do to make it easy for her to encourage her to reach out to others to fundraise for us? Secondly, are we making it easy for people to give? We've all been there where we're trying to make a donation, or a return of a product you purchased, and it's hidden in the website. So you have to click through multiple pages just to find how do I make a donation? And so making it clear, have a donation page that lives, as Elise mentioned, that's embedded on your website, super easy for people to find if they do want to make a donation. And again, super important, are we creating opportunities to turn first-time donors into long-time donors? So somebody gave $100 at your event this year, making sure we're communicating with them, making sure we're letting them know that, hey, we've got these other opportunities that you might want to participate in. So definitely just the bottom line goal is creating more opportunities for people to engage with your mission, which will ultimately result in higher fundraising dollars. Um, so that's kind of, everything we wanted to talk about today with fundraising strategies. We did want to also mention that we've recently gone through a payment processing update. So starting on August 1st, we are so BidKit Payments, which is a division of Stripe, is the merchant processing system that we use. So Stripe recently released a new version 3. So basically, it's enhanced PCI compliance and more secure payment processing. So definitely, if you have any of your donors asking, we take all of that really seriously, and we'll always make sure that the technology that we're using is the most advanced, the most secure, just to make sure that, everybody's got confidence storing their credit card in the software. And actually, with the new version, the credit card data is no longer stored in Boulder Bid. It goes directly to Stripe, so that's a big improvement, making that much more secure. If you do happen to have any of the credit card readers that plug into a computer via USB, those no longer will work with the new system. Going forward, you have two payment options. There is a new app, so a BidKit mobile app that you can download and then you can actually use. So if you wanted to use an iPhone or an iPad to check somebody in at an event, you can use that with the app to basically tap to pay. So tap somebody's credit card using a compatible device. The other option is you can purchase one of the new M2 card readers. It's the puck style card reader. So we're super excited about it because that supports the ability to tap a credit card, use the chip, or swipe a credit card. So we've been testing this for a few weeks, and we're so thrilled because it makes the whole check-in process so much easier. People can just take out their credit card and tap to pay rather than giving it to us and having to do the swipe. So any of the events that you contract with us to bring a team, we will bring the credit card readers as we always have. If you run events on your own that you do want credit card readers to have credit card readers available, you basically need to purchase that card reader. You can do that through your payment page. And I think they're $55 if I'm saying right. At least I might be wrong, but 50 or $60 for those new card readers. Um, I think I saw a question pop up there, but now I don't see it.
Yep. Robin's asking, will Tap to Pay accept Apple Wallet credit cards? Yes, it will. So the one thing that's really great about the card readers is that people can just hold their phone up to it, and that's taken care of. And then also the thing, kind of fear not, there is always the option that I know a lot of folks have done previously, which is you can always enter the credit card number so into the system. So it's not only tap or chip or Apple Wallet Pay or Google Wallet. It is you can also still type in a credit card number. So that hasn't been eliminated.
Yeah, thanks, Elise. So we definitely, we're in the process of kind of really will be switching our equipment over from laptops to iPads. And so super excited too about just the ability to have kind of more flexibility in how we set up our check-in stations. So if you have any great ideas on, how you might want to set that up, definitely talk to your event manager. And, we're happy to, just work out a solution that makes the most sense for you. So, anything to add, Elise?
The only other thing I wanted to add to that is if you are contracted with us for on-site event services, within your contract is equipment. So we would bring the M2 the readers, and obviously the iPads. So that's still included in every one of our on-site, in-person contracts is those readers. You wouldn't need to purchase them separately.
Thank you. So I think at this point, we'll open it up to any other questions that anybody has. If you have a question about anything that we talked about today or anything that we didn't talk about today, we definitely have a little bit of time that we can answer some questions. We are also going to, we're really committed to providing the best training possible to all of our clients on the software. So we are going to continue to do these webinars. We're going to switch from a monthly to a quarterly now that we're kind of coming into our busy season. So we are going to have our next Boulder Insights Live will be in November. And we're kind of really gearing that more as a kind of come and ask your questions, kind of introduce yourself, maybe get to know some of your other nonprofit partners in the community, and not just ask questions, but share ideas. There's so many great things going on out there in the fundraising world. So want to take advantage of the network that we have and be able to share ideas with each other.
And we'll also have a number of our event managers on as panelists. So you'll get to put some faces to your in-person event managers as well, and have those questions answered. I do see one question from Patty on, does unlimited mass messaging apply only to messages about events, or can they just be updates about the nonprofit? So the unlimited mass messaging is by event. It's what's sent to either ticketed guests or bidders listed in your event. So, but you can talk about anything you want. One of the things that we see a lot, as opposed to just per event messaging, is folks will go into the previous year's events and send a message to everyone who attended from last year and say, our next event, tickets are going on sale soon, save the date. Or here is the new link, your new URL for your new event to buy tickets and attend the next event. So we have seen a little bit of that usage of, using your attendee list from last year and those people who checked in or donated or who were tagged as, a specific kind of donor. Maybe you just want to reach out to everyone who purchased a VIP ticket last year. And so you can message even after the event is over and use that list. You can also always download that information out of that event to put into your own system of marketing and communications. So just know that the messaging is by event, but it is unlimited and you can message via text and email out of the system. So that's included in the software license.
You could also, Elise, if you wanted to, maybe you pull from your CRM, show me everybody who attended and spent over $1,000 for the last 5 years. You could then pull that list. You could create a new event in Boulder Bid software that isn't really an event, but that you just want to use to communicate with that group. And
Mhm.
so you would upload everybody, and then you can send targeted messaging to that group. So again, because you're able to use Boulder Bid for unlimited events, you could set up anything like that. We actually do it. We have an event set up on our demo site to be able to text with our team, and it works great. And it's kind of funny. We used to just all create text groups from our phone, and then we thought, hey, why don't we just use the software? So definitely lots of creative ways to use that messaging.
Perfect. Any other questions or thoughts? Any questions around payment, around donation pages, anything we talked about today? I don't see anything popping up in the chat. So I just want to thank everybody for their time again. We hope that these continue to be really helpful for you. And don't forget, and it's right there on the screen, mark your calendars for Wednesday, November 18th, same bat time, same bat place, 12 to 1 p.m. Mountain Time. We'll be doing our next webinar, our next Boulder Insights Live, and we'll be sending out that registration link, and it'll be on all of our socials and such as well. Thank you all so much for attending. And again, if you have any questions at all, anything that you need to know, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Our help@boulderevents.com email is always open. And then, as Linda mentioned earlier, we have our newly implemented office hours from 10 to 1, Monday through Friday. And it's that 720-515-8540 number. But you can always just call our main line and press number 2 and get to a real live person and not an AI chatbot. So we look forward to chatting with all of you and working on your events as we head into this busy season. Thank you all for coming. Don't forget, we'll send out the recording to everyone later on this week. Thanks so much.